back then when Fleet started in 2001, it was a lot of DJ crews. The Lord Gang DJs, Nerve DJs, and so on, or whatever. Core, like I said, and other DJ factions and stuff. Team Official and other DJ crews like that. But as time went on, a lot of them DJ crews faded away.
Fleet DJs.
If you ever think about back in the day, like hip hop, like actually hip hop, like you got one person in the booth, but it's 4 of us in the other rooms just spitting, just freestyling, and it was that, or just being downstairs, or we having cookouts, it's all love. It was just, it's family. It just was family.
I gotta give all my love to Jers, nigga, fuck what you heard. All them niggas moving things and living life absurd. More liquor sipping, happy gun trigger, money flipper. They frontin' at the dope spot, body rock a nigga. So many stressed to death, but loving the life. Like I still love my girl, but tricking at night. It's a fascinating world.
Fleet started as a bunch of kids in Classic's bedroom, just, you know, rapping and singing.
Well, it's in the attic. You know, it's like Eddie Murphy said in Life, in the upper room. It was in the upper room, the room, bathroom, had the microphone in, had good acoustics to record, and Ken in the corner doing what he do. And that's what we did.
When Lab was home, it'd be a million niggas in one room. Hot, than a motherfucker. We talking about it's hot now. Shit. We go in the booth in the bathroom. Spit. We sitting there. My brother will throw a track on. Boom, Classic will throw a track on. That's my brother. And I like to write. Right on the spot. So I would write. While my brother making the beat, while he making the beat, I'm hearing it. Tap, pat, tap, tap. So I'm counting it. 1, 2, 3. And I'm writing. I'm writing. Pat, 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 pat. Then if I hear a doom, 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 doom. Yeah!
The Lab was this little attic, and so much talent, so much energy, so much creativity came out of that lab. And we talking hours. It could be from 9 in the morning and we still be in there something like 9, 10 at night. Probably end up recording 2 songs, writing all day, and then recording most of the evening, knocking it out.
I know I'm gonna kill this. I know I'm gonna kill this. And I'm just looking around the room at all 13 of y'all like, yeah, you ain't got me. I'm on it. Cause I float in the water. There's not one person that could be on this documentary, that could be on anything that can say Spake don't float in the water. I'll float in the water when it comes to spit. I float in the water. The booth was the love. I'm the alcoholic in the group.
Well, Fleet, it was the unity of these young cats where eventually my role played into like being the uncle because I was the oldest. So they looked up to me, first of all, as uncle with the respect. And these young cats, they were talented. I mean, when I say talent, I mean talent. They were able to write and then go in and spit. And Ken just be there at the board recording, you know? And it was beautiful.
We We in the back of the club playing CeeLo. I feel good cause I flipped half a kilo. It ain't nothing like hitting the spot when you going. Cause suckers looking jealous when these bitches think you rolling. Nigga, you know I'm holding guns when I'm up in the place. When I'm
we wasn't even really thinking about starting anything like that. We were just best friends, just growing up, loving music. I known Classic since I was at least about 5 years old. You know, my parents and his grandparents and them, they went to church together. So none of this wouldn't even be happening if it wasn't for church. You see what I'm saying? My parents and his grandparents was friends in church. So it goes from there like that. So it kind of like it came together, like we wasn't even really trying to do it. It just came together. Because, you know, I used to live with Classic for at least like 10 years or more. Like when my parents divorced, I became homeless and I moved to California from Newark, New Jersey. And then I moved back to Newark, New Jersey because his parents let me live with him. This was like 90, 99, 98. And, you know, two best friends living in the house together. You know, we chilling. We got girls, we got music. It wasn't no drugs or nothing like that. It just girls and music and friends. We was just doing mixtapes, making beats. You know, we started out making beats for TV, like background music for movies and stuff like that. That's how we really started. We seen like, oh shoot, they like our music? Okay, we gotta keep going. So that's how we really kept going. We producers, we beat makers, me and Classic. That can happen to DJ at the same time.
It was a while back. I want to say around 2005 or something like that, 2004, maybe 2005. I met him through a friend. She found out that I sing, and she was telling me, you know, I know a guy, he does really good beats. You know, you should meet him. So she brought me over there. So sometimes I would do hooks for them here and there. And then he did some beats for me, but I wasn't really a big writer, but I wrote like a couple of songs or two. But yeah, so he did beats for me for like at least two of my songs. I had help with one of them, and the other one I'm proud to say I wrote it all by myself. We had a good time working together. Everybody in the team was good and professional. Good relationship we had. Did about maybe 3 or 4 songs that I can remember. Not a whole lot, like I said, hooks and stuff. Mostly because they were rappers, and if they had if they had a song where they needed a female to sing, then I would do the hooks for them. I had very good memories of the whole experience. We had a lot of fun there all the time with all the guys. Everybody was talented. Spank, Troy, let me see who else. Every last one of them was very talented, had their own distinct sound, had a nice voice. Troy, I always liked his rapping voice. Spank, he just was raw with it, and I was just Janet. I would come by and just do hooks. They were like, oh, you think you can do this hook? And I would do the hook. They called it the attic. We would go in the attic. He always had to make sure he put the dogs with. He had some dogs back there. Put the dogs away first. Sure the dog's not back there? Because I always had on heels when I went there. Whenever I would go there, I can't be running with heels on if you got dogs. But yeah, they called it the attic because it was like upstairs. So, and we go in the bathroom. We really was literally going in the bathroom. It was always respecting the group. I always felt comfortable. You know, it was just either me or outspoken being the only female around. Sometimes we were there at the same time, sometimes we wasn't, but it was always all love there with those group of guys.
I've been with the Fleet from the beginning. Bro, I don't even know what year we started that, but Now, me and Classic go way back to elementary school and stuff, elementary school, high school and stuff like that. Tyree too, DJ Pro 4 or whatever. So we go way back. So this fast forward, I got my posters and stuff all out and out everywhere, whatever. And then Classic turned on my block one day or whatever. And he was like, yo, man, he was like, who doing your beats? Who doing this? Blah, 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 blah. Who you work with? And I'm like, I'm dolo, nigga. I'm doing this by myself. I'm out here. I'm on beast mode, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yo, man, come to my house, man. I got so-and-so going on. I'm like, all right, bang. So end up going over to the house or whatever. He in the attic. I just started banging out songs or whatever. Then we got Spanky Gums in there. We got Deuce. We got Hom. We got a few people up in there, whatever, rapping. Let me see. We had this thing going on with Classic had the Compass Fleet. It was a group pretty much like rappers and stuff. And then we just branched off from there after a while. I mean, we was doing our thing or whatever. Then after a while, I remember I had moved to Atlanta. We was all in Newark, New Jersey. I had moved to Atlanta. And it was me, Classic, I think Tyree, DJ Pro 4 on a phone, and talking about, yo, how we going? We got to think of a name for like what he wanted to do or whatever. So we just going through names, and I remember him, not the first day, maybe the second or third day, Classic was like Fleet DJs or whatever. And I remember, I don't know if you remember, I remember like, Fleet, man, that's whack, man. Why Fleet or whatever? And they was breaking it down to me, whatever. I'm like, all right, so we all ran with it or whatever. That was basically how we named it. He was building up DJs from people we knew already, and then it just started expanding. I mean, city to city, state to state. He already had people in his family in the music industry. I had people in my family in the music industry. Before we started the Fleet, we was rapping. When I was rapping and stuff or whatever, I had this thing I called Beast Mode, and I was doing like crazy promotion all across North, Jersey, New York, Philly, just different promotion or whatever. And I was doing that all by myself, and we I remember me, Classic, it might have been somebody else with me and Classic. I remember we went down to there's an old school DJ back in the day, DJ Chuck Chill Out. He had an office downtown Newark, and we had went to his office, and he wanted promotion for one of his artists or whatever. So he was like, who do Stress Malone promotion or whatever? And Classic was like, he do. He was like, nah, cause it's everywhere, blah, 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 blah. I want that promotion, y'all promotion team to promote for that. And he was like, nah, Stress do that. And I had it everywhere, whatever. So he was so impressed. I think he was working with a kid named Fort Knox or whatever. And then that was like based on that, I was like, I wonder, I never asked Class, I'm like, damn, I wonder if once we started the Fleet DJs, like the promotional side of it, I'm like, did that come from me? Cause I was a beast back then. I gotta ask Classic that.
Yeah, this Classic CEO of the Fleet DJs, you know what I'm saying? You checking out fleetdjs.com. Remember that. All you cocksuckers out there trying to hate on the Fleet, you know what I'm saying? You just came to this motherfucker and you just registered, you know what I'm saying? Fleetdjs.com, you bitch ass niggas. Remember that. Yeah! Well, the Fleet DJs started off from the Compass Fleet, which consisted of like 8 artists or whatever. I was one of the producers. DJ Pro Fluent was one of the producers. We had Najee, who was one of the producers. And we had about 8 artists or whatever, from Spanky Gums to Rick the Bro to Knight to Smoke to Janet Mac to the Bar Levels, Exodus, and Sean Leak and stuff. Everything was done at my house or or whatever, all the recording, all the chilling out, everything. My house was like just the home base for everybody. We even took people in that was, you know what I'm saying, that was, they was damn near homeless and stuff like that, and everybody always stayed in my house. My father was real lenient with a lot of different things because he knew what we was doing. My father was in the Zulu Nation, so he was in the music business. Funny thing is, I got a lot of family that was in the music business as well, from Whitney Houston to a lot of different people as well. So a lot of them people was a part of my family or whatever. But going back to how the, you know, the rap group started and how everything was situated and stuff like that, doing the music thing, I was doing a lot of the beats. I probably recorded like 500 songs between all the artists that was there or whatever. All this done at my house on my equipment and stuff like that. So as time went on, of just say myself personally, me doing all the recording, me trying to find industry connects, me trying to record all the songs, make all the beats and stuff like that, while everybody wanted to smoke and do all that stuff like that, guess what? I got tired of that shit. And guess what happened? I broke the group up and whatever, and I started doing my own thing.
We was Compass Fleet. He came up with the Fleet DJs because what I said from the beginning, I'm not, in my mind, this is what Classic's saying, hypothetically, I'm not about to waste time with you guys doing this and doing that, selling drugs, drinking, smoking weed, fucking hoes, making babies, child support, doing nothing, wasting my time. I'm going to buy equipment and I'm buying things. I'm making no money from you, but I'm spending money. So I am basically gonna just branch off and do what the fuck I gotta do. There's no love lost. My brother always tell me, this is business. This is business. This is business. This is not personal.
What happened? Why we didn't break through? I say too many opinions. Like I said, everybody wasn't on the same page. Everybody wanted to be the star. Everybody wanted to be, you know, I'm the nicest, I'm the this.
There was a lot of hating on other artists because one artist might have came, just say for example, Rick DeBro. When he started coming around, a lot of people started hating on him because he was recording all the songs and his songs was good or whatever. The same thing with Night and a lot of different things like that. So it was a lot of hatred between the people because people was feeling jealous at the time. My brother, he had a record deal or whatever, where he flew out the capital for a record deal or whatever. And whatever happened with the situation, it didn't go down, but a lot of people was jealous at that because he was the only person that was actually going out to that, had that opportunity to go to Capitol Records and for them to have that, the whole situation, which Neil Harrington Poole, who was Outkast's engineer, helped them get that whole situation going or whatever. But a lot of people was jealous of that. It was just a lot of jealousy and hatred and stuff. So my personal self, I couldn't deal with it no more. So you can talk to anywhere. I was the one that was like, I'm done with it. Everybody could stop coming to my fucking house and that's it.
Yeah, you should. I should be first. My music is better. You know what? It wasn't no, people ain't really have beefs. It's just that the energy. Like when you gotta deal with a whole bunch of crap, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna curse because I don't curse, but you know what I'm saying? When you gotta deal with a whole bunch of nonsense, it gets tiring. It takes your energy. So, and me, I'm the type of person, when I gotta be around somebody that takes my energy, I don't wanna do it no more. You understand what I'm saying? Something takes your energy, and I felt that with, you know, that's what happened with Classic too. Like his energy, like he was getting tired of so many people, and it was just like they start taking his energy. Like you start taking your energy, you fall back. that's why I think we didn't break through, but we definitely had the material.
I just felt like it was a lot of different outsiders that came in and influenced it. That was all. That's really the only problem that a lot of outsiders I was nowhere near around in the beginning, and then they came around, and then it's kind of like, it's just like, but I know how business is, man. Things change. It just changed. Because I'm open. I'm both sides with it. You know, it's like, I know things change. You got to grow. And bro, he messed up. He doing this. He's going to jail. I got to go to the next level. Stuff like that.
So I'm talking to Ham, and I'm like, hold up. Blah, 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 woo, wah, woo, we talking. I'm like, bro, you my cousin, or whatever. We talking or whatever. He's like, yeah. We talking about different family and all that shit like that. So then after that, we had did a couple of songs or whatever. So then I believe everybody started getting mad, like, yo, Stress Malone, either I'm doing too many songs, or every time I do a song, I'm like, y'all want Ham on the hook. Or if Ham do a song, y'all want Stress on the hook. And it's like, I guess they think like we like kind of took over, or Classic was like giving us like, I don't know, more time than them. I don't know. I think that was the case, because I remember doing a song, my Word and My Balls, and I had Ham on it, and then I think something had came up. Then Spanky Gums, put Spanky Gums on it or whatever. But I think it was another song I did too, and then Deuce was like, nah, man, like he wanted to be on it. So, but my thing, I wasn't like picky like that. It was just that Ham's voice just went good with what was going on, what I was doing or whatever. So it just blended in perfect.
I was still coming, you know what I'm saying? Like I you know, he not kicking me out of the house. Like, you know, that's my family. So it's a little different for me. I didn't know necessarily. So I'm like, damn, yo, like nobody coming around. Like, where everybody at? Like, I asked him. I remember sitting in his room, like, where the fuck everybody at? He like, I told them niggas they can't come no more. And I'm like, really? And then he just ran off a list of reasons why he didn't want people in his house. But I never stopped. I never stopped recording. Like, I was doing jingles, I call them, for ESPN radio. And I called Classic like, yo, I need to do something for Stephen A. Smith. And he like, yo, pull up. And he'll make me a beat, and I do the recording, and then I take it to the radio. You know what I'm saying? So I never stopped. Like, I was never told that I can't record here. So I thought I didn't really care necessarily that people weren't coming, because I wasn't one of those people. I kind of was following in our older family's footsteps. Ken's Classic's older brother was a DJ, and we were always trying to be like them. They had groups, and they had a group, and they was always making music, and I was trying to be them. You know what I'm saying? My older cousins were rapping, and their friends were rapping, so I was just copying what they were doing, and then I just developed my own style and my own thing. Classic followed in his brother's footsteps, and he started making beats, and it just kind of worked. And, you know, over the years, he honed his craft making beats. I honed my craft as an MC, and that was that.
Everybody, they smoke their weed, they like to eat. Yeah, take me to 18th Avenue, let me get a drink, nigga, goddamn, let's come back and just do some more. You know what I mean? That just was me. You know what I'm saying? I was making like 3 songs a day. I mean, if you got a person that'll sit around and be like, your brother is the producer, your father, y'all got the studio in your house, what is you doing? Like, nigga, I did 3 songs yesterday. Can I get a break?
A lot of crafts was developed, it was nourished, and it was growth, and it was the lab. This where you came. It was like a safe haven. This is where you came, where he opened the doors and said, listen, I'm gonna give y'all some beats, we gonna work it out. We gonna write. We gonna put something together. And before you know it, when we did, then he recorded it. So it was like going to work, but having fun, but work in the beginning. A lot of work, a lot of hours we put in the lab.
For me, it broke up because I felt like we all broke up in different ways. I kind of felt like my brother, and I hope you don't be mad at me, I kind of felt like he was going in a direction where he was like leaving us and he was just doing his own little thing. But I couldn't have been mad at him as a grown man now thinking about it, because like I said, we was a lot of us was doing wrong shit. We was in the streets, and class was just like, this is what I'm gonna do. This gonna be my business. Y'all fucking up. This about business. I can't fuck with this shit. And for me as a little brother, I'm looking at it like, fuck them, but you my brother. And he was like, I don't give a fuck who you is, nigga. This about business. And then I got in my bag, my little bitch bag. I got in my bag and was like, well, fuck everybody. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it happened. Like, everybody just got in their bag because everybody couldn't get what they want. There was too many people trying to get what they want. Nobody couldn't get what they want. And nobody wasn't really trying to put the effort in. Really, honestly.
Do you remember the deal that y'all could have possibly had? Do you remember that story?
It was multiple deals we could have had. But I'm the youngest. So whatever that was on the table, I probably didn't know. But it was multiple deals that we could have had. Like, but nobody wanted to be on time. Nobody wanted to show up. Nobody wanted to rehearse. People wanted to go to the studio and just go spit a verse and be like, alright, I'm done. You can't do that. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel it. When I'm spitting, I want whatever house, car, speaker that is coming out of, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. And Ken knew that. At the time I didn't. I was young because I had a little record deal in Atlanta. So I made a little bit of money. I had a little bit of girls and things of that nature, and I thought it was just about that. But it wasn't about that. It's about he got passion. And at the end of the day, I just was on something on a different level. And a lot of other people was on the same level as I was on. And they wanted, we were spoiled. I'm just gonna cut a long story short. We were spoiled. Free studio time, things of that nature. We go there, smoke weed, get drunk, have sex with women in the other room, anything like that. We were spoiled, and we took advantage of the situation.
Compass Fleet. Another day, another dollar, that's the model we live. If heads bring the chief, then it's bottles we give. Life is like a game of spades if you choose to renege. Bluffing your books, you probably get shot when you bid. Ain't a damn thing changed. I think long range.
I got like at least 40 songs in class that he produced. Nah, that 40, I say 30. 30 songs that he produced for me. And it's just me and him. But then I got about 10 songs 15 songs I'm on with Compass Fleet. Like as a group. You know, and it's crazy song. The music was crazy. Like our whole catalog was phenomenal. I thought so. Like a lot of people thought so. But it was a lot of ifs and ands. buts and whats, and everybody was on a whole different. I felt like we all wasn't on the same page. You know what I mean?
I was doing that every single day, all day. That was my life, all day, making music, all day. Tell my little brother right now, today, I love this little motherfucker. He come in my house, listen to music, I be like, turn that shit off. Cause I don't be wanting to hear music all day, cause all I did was that. And then if you wanna listen to music, let me hear your shit. I wanna hear other people's shit. You wanna be an artist? Be an artist. Let me hear your shit. I don't wanna hear nobody else. I would love to hear you. I can listen to other motherfuckers all day. Look, they on TV all day. Let me hear you. And then once again, they go back to my father. These motherfuckers making their money. Where your bread? They doing what they doing. They on tour. They doing what they gotta do. Where your shit at? So, but see, with me, I ran the street. I wanted to sell drugs. I didn't want to go to jail, but I've been in jail and shit like that and things of that nature. But my brother always accepted me on that level when it comes to that music, because it was in our soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the Fleet would have went further if we wasn't fucking up in the street like that.
I think I'm trying to use the promotion, my Beast Mode promotion that I had in Jersey, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I need to do this with this team. I need to do this with this part of the team, like the models and the like. I was trying to get the models into the movies down here. I was trying to get them into commercials. I just wanted to do a whole bunch of different things with the models, the hosts, the DJs and stuff, or whatever. And it was like I was moving too fast, or like it wasn't relatable to all the other states or whatever at the time. So the conflict with that was, it was when the models are certain people was like, certain models was mad at certain female DJs, or vice versa, or different things was going on, and they would get mad, and I would tell class like, yo, I don't need them. They trouble. They too much trouble. It's gonna break up the team. Blah 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 blah. So I'd be like, yo, y'all good. I'm good. I don't need y'all or whatever. They would call Classic and be like, yo, said blah 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 blah, and Classic like, nah, don't pay no, nah, Stress just blah blah blah, he alright, whatever, blah blah blah, nah, you good, you with Fleet, blah blah blah. So I'm calling Classic like, nah man, you can't do that, blah blah blah, whatever. So that was a conflict. So that became a bigger issue. For me, I'm like, nah, I know where I can take this shit to, and I know that a lot of people ain't thinking as fast as me as far as the promotion shit or whatever. But I believe that shit helped, because a lot of the stuff that I did back then, and I was shooting out emails and stuff with all the breakdowns and everything I wanted to happen, a lot of that stuff they actually started doing.
I kind of got in school later on. I started nursing school, and I kind of stopped coming by as much. And as I said, I wasn't really part of actual Compass Fleet. Like, I was part of Compass Fleet, but I was doing hooks here and there. So I feel like I kind of stood in the way of my own progress by not being a big writer, because he told me I was welcome to always use the studio. He was always available. He always said, you know, whenever you want to come by, just let me know. I just needed to have more material to get in there. So I never had any issues. I never had any issues at all. We just had a good time, and everybody was talented, and we laughed a lot and joked all the time, and yeah, I don't have anything bad to say. I miss the old crew. Like, I kind of wish we would all, you know, get back together one day, and I don't know, maybe a reunion. Who knows? That would be nice. Reunion.
you asked me before, and I said in my opinion it wasn't a breakup in my opinion. And what I think you're talking about is Profluent. So Profluent was also a producer, and him and Classic were the main producers. But and Profluent is dope when he focus, but he's a dickhead. Like he'll make a really dope connection with somebody and then fuck it up. Like every connection that he's ever had with anybody, he's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So they were the main producers. Classic and Profluent were the main producers, and they were carving out music constantly. I mean, them guys would do 5-10 beats a day, you know, between the two of them, or you know, they were really cranking them out. But I think I know what made them separate is like I said initially, Pro is an asshole, and he don't really have a work ethic. Like everything was pretty much handed to him. Like the studio was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, my uncle, Classic's father, he gave us a hip hop foundation. And even though a lot of the stuff Classic got himself, like he didn't, you know, it wasn't given to him, but initially the music part of it was given to him. So he you know, I'm trying to say it right without making it sound like it was handed to him, because it definitely wasn't. He grinded, he bought his own shit, but the initial part was kind of, you know what I'm saying, was given to him. But Profluent he burns bridges all over the place. He's always burned bridges. And I remember trying to save the relationship, just Profluent to do some dumb shit, and I'll call Classic like, yo, y'all shouldn't go that way. You know, I mean, have a conversation with the dude, like, you know, trying to save the relationship. But he fuck up so much. You know, he wasn't necessarily needed. You know what I mean? Like, Classic was the doper producer, and Classic never stopped. Everything had to go through Classic because his house was the hub. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were coming to his house to get beats. People were coming to his house to record. Like, everything was going through his house. So, like, his house was the hub. Profluent was there, and he definitely made some dope beats, but he burned a lot of bridges. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really know who got any other feelings against me. I hear little things, but I really don't dwell on that. I just focus on Classic, really. To tell you the truth. And Rick the Bro, that's my boy too. You know, me, Rick, Classic, and there's some other members that's really not even, that's supposed to be members, they just not active, you know. And Aaron, he came along later because, you know, Classic met him, you know, because they were working together. So he came along later, and I got to know him later. So that's basically it, really. It was a cool thing. At one time, I felt some kind of way, because remember I told you when you depressed and you got all these other things going on, I was feeling like, oh man, they stole the Fleet DJs from me. You see what I'm saying? Like, kind of like that, but it wasn't really like that. As now I see, you know, and things got better with me. But I just really want to give a big shout out to Classic's parents. You see what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for them, man, they opened up their doors for us so we can come bang that music loud. We had to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, turn that motherfucking music down. That's his father. But we turn it down. We still keep going. He wanted us to keep it low, but he really wanted us to make it and stay a tight unit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to directly apologize to Classic for not showing up at the funeral. I definitely apologize, for real. And, you know, I was close to Raheem too, man. I felt bad about it. I felt really bad about that. Like, I was in a whole different mind state at that time. Just forget, when you on probation and you got warrants, you're not thinking clear. You don't know what to do next. It's a whole stress thing. So I'm sorry about that. We need to just move on go to the next level because we stronger together.
Yeah, this your boy Pro Fluent and Classic, the digital beast. We got the #1 digital network in the world, wwacn.com, Knox97.net.
Yeah.
The #1 mobile mix show network.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The best in the world, you know what I'm saying?
You know, focus on the DJ on Sprint USL Radio.
Focus on the DJ.
Yeah. I know what I'm gonna do with this one, Classic. We just gonna ride on this one. Got Jessica ride with me. Just let it ride. Straight out the fog on a Harley Davidson hog. Case it pop off like it mates in the yard. You get clapped. And I ain't talking about VD neither. You need more than penicillin to stop that bleeding. When I ride low and slow with nothing but when you ride with your boys and
doing shows, you know, singing R&B, and I was with Big Dog Entertainment, and things didn't go right with me and Big Dog, so I met Classic through a mutual friend, which was Deuce, and he introduced me to Classic, and I came up to the lab we used to call the lab where they did a recording where he make his beats and stuff, and the family, they took a liking to me, and I became like an uncle, you know, to him and his brother, and a brother to his father. God bless Rock.
I don't really see any downs. There weren't any downs. It's evolution. Sometimes things go, well, not sometimes, but all the time, things go the way they're supposed to go. But it wasn't there are no downs. Sometimes you have people in groups and their ideals don't align, so groups go in separate ways. Classic just persevered through that, and he didn't really need nobody. Like, he had a damn good foundation. My Uncle Ra, he's Zulu, you know what I'm saying? So our hip hop roots are deep. They embedded in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So Classic's foundation was amazing. He was never gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? You got a great foundation. You always build on it. So, you know, the evolution just took it the way it is.
I'm gonna tell you who Classic is for me. You know, I can't speak for everybody else because I've seen Classic come up. You know what I mean? I've seen him grow. I've seen him as a little kid we used to send to the store. You know what I mean? Go get us some chips, a bottle of water, something. But for me, Classic always been a laid back, cool dude. You know what I mean? Like real laid back, kind of quiet. You know, kind of kept to himself. And you know, I was gone for a while. Like when we stopped doing music, like I moved to San Diego. Years, like I was in San Diego like 6-7 years. So I hadn't, you know, seen these guys or seen Derek had moved, his brother had moved to Charlotte, the one that used to do the music for us. So everybody like kind of branched off. And Classic, you know, I was in Cali, but I was still talking to my people in Jersey. And, you know, I was finding out that Classic had started, you know, he was doing his music thing. He was doing him and Pro Fluent, you know, had started a group called Compass Fleet. It's a whole bunch of us, like, I mean, a whole bunch of rappers, like, from Jersey. And I was hearing that, you know, but I was doing my own thing. I wasn't, you know, thinking about that, but. Yeah, he had started, you know, Compass Fleet, him and Pro, they was producing, they had the studio in the attic, and there was a whole bunch of rappers from the neighborhood. And I came back from Cali, I moved back from Cali, and I forgot what year it was, but some years back. But as soon as I got back from Cali, Classic, he heard I was back and he called me. He was like, yo, we got this thing going on, blah, blah, I want you to be a part of, see if you want to get down with it. So that's how we linked back up. And I'm like, oh, this ain't little Classic no more, you know what I mean? Classic that grew up, Classic is them took over, you know, the whole music, you know, so me come to the attic, and that's when I went to the attic for the first time.
Now, the Compass Fleet was a rap group that basically where we took the Fleet DJ name from. We took from a Compass Fleet, broke it up and took the Fleet from the Compass Fleet or whatever, and that's how the Fleet name came about. It started in 2001. It was me, myself, Classic, the CEO of the Fleet DJs, DJ Profluent, and you can kind of say a bunch of the other artists that was there as well, or whatever.
We was like really seriously on our way. We had something going. But at that point, you know, egos among the younger guys, it took its toll. And you know what happens when ego takes its toll? You know, you open the door for, I would say, destruction, disappointment. It's just, I look back at sometime we were so close, but they wasted all them hours and time and creativity that they came up with some good records. We had some good records. We put on some good shows. The response, it was there. It was ready to go to that level that the level was on at that time. They would have been able to compete with anybody coming out of New York, Cali, Houston, Atlanta. They were competitive.
Yo, motherfucker, look, hey, do it this way, motherfucker. I thought I turned that bitch off.
Keep it rolling.
That's my brother, my other brother. So, that's my brother that's calling right now. That this is a funny story. I'm gonna give you this shit. This my brother that my father raised also, but this is not his son. And my daddy whooped his ass because he stole one of my daddy guns out of the goddamn bathroom roof. But that's a whole goddamn another motherfucking level. But yo, at the end of the day, my father was just different, but it was always about music. It was always about, you had to know you had to be different. You couldn't just be like everybody else. If I liked Rakim, I couldn't sound like Rakim. If I liked this person, I couldn't sound like them. So if I did, knowing that my dad actually know these motherfuckers, if I sounded like him, he's not gonna like it. So I had to find a way to build myself to be different. So that's why I look at myself like I'm different. Like in the way that I live as a man and the way that I do music. I mean, and my brothers, they like Classic, my brother Derek, they was on the DJ side of the game. I remember they used to, I'd just be over there. I had this conversation the other day and somebody said, yo, why won't you just do this? I said, there's places where people can be that they don't want to be, but you know where you need to be.
Jersey wasn't the place for us. Like I think if we were somewhere else besides here, besides Jersey, we'd have broke out. We'd have broke through. So I would have been. So when Classic left Jersey, I was dead gone, you know, ready to go with him. Like, yeah, I was dead ready to go to Charlotte, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gave him a birthday party, put together the little Fleet cake. And I'm like, yo, in a couple years we'll be down there, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing he ever did was leave. So I always say to myself, like, man, I'd have left when he left. Where would we be right now? Where, I mean, like, he's where he is right now. You understand what I'm saying? But where would I be with him if I'd have left and went to Charlotte with him? When he asked me, he was like, yo, ain't nothing up here. We still in Newark, we still in East Dodge. Ain't nothing up here, bro. Like, I'm getting out of here. And he left, so he left. I'm like, yo, to this day, he still told me, you know, that when you came, I'm like, yo, praising the house, we trying to sell the house. I'm trying to go to Charlotte. You understand what I'm saying? When he left, that kind of took all the whole music thing away. But you know, I still, you know, dibble and dab here, but I don't even rap. I'll be writing something. But I kind of wish that I should. What has it been, like 4 or 5 years, 6 years now? He been in Charlotte? And I always say to myself, like, if I'd have left when he left, where would I be? Where would me and my family be in Charlotte right now?
Well, the shadow was starting to be known in their own way. The word of the mouth of accomplished Fleet, it started spreading, and they were more on being originated when they wrote for themselves. Then they didn't want no identification from nobody from NYC, nobody from Atlanta, nobody from LA. They wanted to put Newark strictly on the map. This comes from the heart of Newark. That's what the Accomplished Fleet. Their main goal was when they started out, this is what it got to be. This is us. When you hear one of us, you knew, oh, they out of Newark.
I get back into the music, so you know, I linked up with him, became a part of Accomplished Fleet. You know, I mean, we was always family. We never fell from being, you know, together. His pops and everybody. That's family. His moms, I knew, you know, years. That's family right there.
This was family. That's it. It it was family. It's still family. You know, some people, they ventured out, did what they did. Some people we grew up, we got families, wives, kids, things of that nature. But I told her I was gonna fucking cry. I didn't want to do that shit. But it was just so many motherfuckers. That's why we called it Fleet. Rick, talking about my Uncle Smoke, fucking outspoken. Of course, classic. Even though what the situation may be, you got Profluent. You know what I mean? Even though I don't like you, you bitch ass nigga, you left me in Atlanta on stuck dollar. At the end of the day, it's so many motherfuckers, goddamn fears. Fucking, it was so many motherfuckers. Fleet was just on some other shit. Like, oh, Janet. Oh, I can't forget you, Janet. Janet, she did the song for my mother. I will forever love you, Janet. If you ever see this, I'll forever love you for that. Doing the hook for my mother on that song. I will forever love her for that. It's family, bro. Word is born.
Artists need to understand and really need to focus and try to build relationships with DJs.
When you're building a relationship with the DJ, listen, be humble, and listen to the DJ. He's the one that's doing something for you. He's getting your music out to the mass. Everyone listens to the DJ. The DJ know when to play your music, where to play your music, and the right time to play your music.
As a DJ, you're gonna get a lot more traction than you would for an artist. So if you're an artist and you get a DJ and put a DJ on your team, your DJ is gonna make sure your music gets out. He's gonna make sure the right people get it, and you can sit back and do, your normal artistry. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Let your DJ do the work.
So, I'm bringing my artists to meet the DJs, service the music, and then just to find out about, Fleet, where they have a conference out of town, and you got all of these DJs in one building, from all over, from Texas, Chicago, Carolinas, it's like, I think we need to be there.
The more DJs that an artist is in connection with or in a network with, the better chance they have to keep the world calm and peaceful. So artists need to understand we can move their music in ways they only dream of.
So for up and coming models, the advice that I would give to you is to create a solid portfolio. A lot of people think that being a model on Instagram and social media is the same, but it is not. If you want to be taken seriously in this business, you have to have a solid portfolio. It's very important.
To all the DJs that know how to DJ, this one piece of advice that'll put you higher than where you at now. Learn about the software that you're using.